Hey folks, wanted to demonstrate a new sheet I've put together recently with the help of some other folks in a class I just took. This is a standards assessment tool, and this first sheet is just some information about the spreadsheet and the scripts that are used and how you might go about using it. But let's take a look at our next sheet, which is our template sheet. We use the template sheet to create new tabs, and we can do that by going to the Students tab and adding a student's name. So in this case, we'll put in a student's name, and then we're going to go to our Standards Tools menu, and we're going to Make Tabs. There's a list of things that you can do. We're going to choose Make Tabs. And notice it's made a new tab with that student. And it also, back on the Students tab, it removed that name so you wouldn't make it again. And now we have a test we can build for this student. We run the Standards Sidebar. The Standards Sidebar comes up, and it's got a list of standards that we can use. It's actually based off of this spreadsheet here, a list of all these standards that are broken down by these particular tabs. And you can also create your own custom tab. So this custom tab, you could create whatever you wanted here with 2 columns. Then we can go back to the sheet and use whichever one of these standards we want to use. So if we wanted to use my new custom tab, I just make sure my cursor is in the right cell. I click the question I want to use. I hit return, I click the next question, and so forth. And now I'm populating that information with the information on the spreadsheet. This is real handy when you have these standards that are hard to remember and would take a lot of time to type. So we could build out whatever standards we want to assess, and then we would use this tool to start to assess that particular student. You'll notice when I start to select that, it's automatically giving me a score, and it's giving me a total, and then giving me an average. So if we choose something other than ones there, we're going to see that highlights for a second, and it gives us our average because we're averaging that total over that number of questions. So that would be the sheet that we would use to do the assessment with the student. If we decided we wanted to email that to a teacher or parent, we are prompted for an email address, and when we go ahead and run that, you'll notice real quickly a lot of the tabs disappeared and came back. That's because the script needs to hide everything and then create the PDF and then show everything back. So that test just got emailed to that email account, and here I'm bringing that over to show you. You can see that there's that test, and when I open that up, you can see there's that score for that particular student, and it was just emailed off to whoever needed to get a copy of that. Another thing we can do is click Save PDF, and what this is doing is making a copy of this and saving it to the Google Drive folder where this spreadsheet is located. And this one takes a little bit longer to run because it's making a copy and then deleting all the sheets except for this active sheet, so that the saved copy is just this student. And you'll notice that pops in. There's that test for Donald Trump, and now it's saved to your Google Drive if you needed to do that. We also have a couple of tabs here, hide tabs and show all tabs, and those are basically used for the email function. In addition, this email is sent to me, so it could be sent to multiple people. It could be sent to that user that prompts for, and I would get a copy as well. Now, another way we might want to do this template is, say we want to set up a group of students what we would do is first modify the template. So I have my standard sidebar open still, and let's say I'm working with a bunch of third graders, and I want to create a test for multiple third graders. So I can first design the template and add the students in there one at a time, or add the standards we're planning on assessing. And again, remember, we could build our own custom set of questions that would be very particular to what you need to do using the custom tab. Then we would come over here and let's say we want to add a group of students. So we have Mike, and we have Mike, and we have Sue, and we have Bob, and we have Larry. And now when I run my big tabs, it's going to create a new sheet for Mike, Sue, Bob, and Larry, all named and all set up with that particular set of standards for that group of students. And what I would do at this point is come back to the template, and I would highlight those standards and delete them, so my standard is blanked out again for the next time I want to use it, either as a blank or. And again, then we would start to assess the students. We could use these tools to send the emails, save the PDFs after the student tests are taken, and just basically really be able to modify and customize these assessments as we need them by student. Demonstrating how I can hide all the tabs except the active tab, and then the show tabs is going to bring everything back for us to be able to view all that. Put our standards sidebar away. Here's a demonstration of the scripts that make all this work. This first script is the one that activates only one checkbox per row. This is our standard sidebar, and also sets up the special menu. The accordion, standards, and style sheet are all part of the sidebar script. Make tabs is the one that lets us scroll over the list of students on the student tab and make a new sheet for each one, and it does that using the clone script, which basically duplicates the script, the template, and makes a new one for each student. This script just gives us a list of all the current tabs that we can display. It runs as a function. This is our email tab. Notice it also has the hide all sheets except the active sheet and show all sheets. It needs to run those two scripts first, and then this one exports the file to the Google Drive folder so you can have a copy of the sheet yourself. Now, that sheet is also emailed to me in this case, or it could be emailed to you, so you could also just save a copy from your email once you have it. So I hope you find this useful, and if you do, make a copy of it and let me know how it works out for you. Thanks for watching.